Hashtag I'm just saying.
About to get ready for hashtag I'm just saying. Don't forget to join in. Tune in. Love you guys. Mwah.
Episode of hashtag I'm just saying. I'm yours truly, MemeMichelle. Thank you guys so much for taking out your time and tuning in again. If you guys can hear us when we introduce ourselves, just give us the thumbs up. I want to remind you to get involved, ask questions, use your emojis, leave your comments, and feel free to ask me and the panel anything you want, because today's topic, we're talking about sisterhood. It's the great debate, but the focus is sisterhood. But before we get into that, can y'all just take a minute and introduce yourselves?
Well, hello, I'm Delana Guess.
My name is Jessica Jenkins.
And I'm Michelle Davis.
And if you can hear them, give us the thumbs up. We just want to make sure that, because the mics are new, and we want to make sure you guys can hear us, okay? Before we get into our topic, let me tell you about this drink I made today. So, I had to be a little bit more respectful of my panel, because a lot of people that come on the show, they just do not drink. So I made a base today, and what you do is you go to your local grocery store. It doesn't have to be the name brand. You get some pink lemonade and the orange juice and the concentrate. You pour that in your blender, and then you just put a little water on it and blend it up. That's my base. I even got a little pink lemonade in there too. I wasn't gonna tell you, but that's my secret ingredient. But for she and I just topped theirs with an orange soda. But for she and I, so we got our base, right? And then we got some blue Caraco, we got some raspberry flavored liqueur, and we got a pineapple vodka. And the name of our drink today is the Ooh Ah Ah Sensation. Ooh, it's so tasty. It's a tasty treat. But anyway, we're gonna have a great debate today. And today we're gonna talk about sisterhood. Now, I was watching. Do you guys watch reality TV?
Mm-hmm. Sometimes.
A little bit.
Sometimes.
Okay, I have to be honest. It is a guilty pleasure. And I do watch it from time to time to make me feel better about myself, because they be having a whole lot going on. But what I've come to notice is, like when I watched Married to Medicine, they never can get along, though. And these are educated sisters that are doctors. They can never get along. But the husbands, they be like, just let them have it. They laugh, they joke. Even when they get upset with each other, they squash it, they move on. Is it me? Or does television perpetuate that black women or women, period, cannot get along? Or is it some truth to that? Let's talk about that.
I believe for the production part of it, for reality television, they kind of hype it up a lot more. And I know I've heard the behind the scenes of producers pulling them aside and kind of setting up scenarios and doing like ambushes where someone will show up to an event and then they say, well, let's talk about that time you fill in the blank. Yeah. So I know for the entertainment value of it, it's definitely something that they drive and that they push and that they believe is successful, because these shows continue to be renewed and get season after season. I believe that in real life, I would hope we're moving in a more positive direction. I would hope that we're seeing it for what it is and know that this isn't what we have to be. And I know personally the last couple of falling outs that I've had with some of my friends, we've just come together, we talk about it, we'll go out to eat, and then we'll squash it and leave it there. So
yes. Because I know on the Atlanta Housewives, they do some petty stuff. Because I'm a little petty LaBelle myself at times. So, but they down each other about what they wear, and they ain't got no money. I said they ain't got. I said it. But I don't have friends like that. Every girlfriend that's in my circle, we're trying to elevate one another. We're trying to, help one another. We pray for one another. We cry for one another. And that's not my reality. And I believe the reason we have these young girls that act the way they act is because they go by what they see on social media. They go by what they see on reality TV. And that's just not real. How do we fix it? Before we get to how do we fix it, we'll say, what's your take on that? What's y'all's take on that?
I agree with my sister. I think we are moving in a more positive direction. I think it's just reality TV. I mean, they do what they can just to make sure, just to try to get the ratings up. But I do also see, because even in my circle, I have friends that we're all about building each other up and sister love and looking after each other. So I do think that we still have some things that we can work on as being sisters. And I think that's just because of certain things that we're all, I think, dealing with on our own. Have certain issues that we're trying to deal with on our own.
Absolutely.
Instead of trying to come together and bonding more so that we can really talk. Because I think there is some, we're all dealing with something.
Absolutely.
And so we just need to, I think, I like to talk and I like to tell people what's going on, just because I think it'll help the next person. Because sometimes we're embarrassed or we think we're the only one going through something, and really we're not. And I think what we need to do is try to get together and try to hash those things out as sisters to try to help each other.
Because we need a sisterhood. You understand what I'm saying? It's like we have to start loving one another and loving one another in public, loving one another in front of our counterparts, not downing each other. Like when you see a chick passing by, if you don't like her shoes, you just don't like them. That's her taste. Right. If you don't like the way she dresses, that's her taste. That's her. And maybe she has on what she can afford.
Yes.
I mean, that's just how I feel. We're so busy. And to me, y'all can just stop me if I'm wrong. The energy you put out is how you feel about yourself. And it's a lot of insecurity. So if you're busy trying to down me, that's because don't be afraid of my shine. That's like if you have a dream and you tell somebody and they tell you, I don't think you should do that. Don't put your fear on your failures or what you were scared to do on me. I think we should start lifting each other up and building each other up. You're only as great as your circle. And like in your teens, you got foolishness around you. That's expected, even in your 20s. But now I think we're at a place where if you got a foolish girlfriend, you already know, well, I can't tell her this, but she's still cool. She's still my girl. Or if she messy, well, she just got a little issue, but she's still cool. She's still my girl. We don't have to talk about each other behind each other's backs. Hey, everybody. Okay. It don't matter. Okay, so you got something to say, D? Because you pondering.
I think we have more in common than we have different. And I think, as Michelle said, when we realize that and we're willing to share with one another some of the struggles, some of the challenges that we're going through, that we'll be in a better position to relate to one another.
I believe so.
And one other thing, I think I was speaking with someone about this last night. What God has for me, He has for me. And what He has for you, He absolutely has that for you. There's enough in this world and enough in God's kingdom to go around for everybody. And so if we learn not to hate on one another, but to celebrate each other.
Right. Come on now.
We talk about social media and the facade that people put up, but one of the things that I consciously do is celebrate people. You know, it's always happy birthday, beautiful, and I mean that when I'm sharing that with a fellow sister. Right?
Absolutely.
Giving her shine on her day, lifting her up in her celebratory season, because we all have seasons.
Absolutely.
So, it'll be our time at some point, and hopefully we have that circle, as you spoke about, of girlfriends that will celebrate us too. But if they don't, it's okay.
And we outgrow each other sometimes, or we grow in different directions, and that's okay. I have some friends that I've had since I was small, but I have some friends that they're for a reason, season, or a lifetime. You understand what I'm saying? So we just, as sisters, we got to do better. And I want to segue into sisterhood and talk about the Grammys. Now, I watched the Grammys, and I saw, it was very Spanish heavy. It was, I noticed in the very beginning of the Grammys, it was Spanish heavy. And then if you caught it, you had to really be paying attention, where the man was reading the paper and it said, build bridges, not walls. It was a lot of Spanish entertainment there. I had one direct view, and that's what it was until I start to think back. And when we talk about Jennifer Lopez doing the Motown tribute, first let me say, there really wasn't enough diversity up there as far as dancers, musicians, but it's the Grammys. All right, we understand it just is what it is. But when people start talking about they could have had somebody black, okay, when we get online and start making those types of statements, first of all, I'm going to need y'all to travel more. Because whether Puerto Ricans want to admit it or not, they are black. I've been to Puerto Rico, and they look like me. They look like Jessica. They look like Michelle. They look like Delana. Some have curly hair. Some have wavy hair. Some have straight hair. But they are black, and the Puerto Rico is the United States of America. When you guys start talking like that, you sound like Donald Duck. When the storm came and said, let them help themselves. Well, they the United States, aren't they? You know, if somebody told me stay woke, I say I'm woke. I know that's just a slave ship just stopped in Puerto Rico before it got here.
Yes.
So we just need to do better as a people because the Dominicans are black. And if you really think about it, Asia and Africa are right there by each other. So guess what? Asians are from black descent too. If everybody comes from us. But Puerto Ricans are black. I mean, am I wrong?
No.
Y'all can stop me because I'm on a soapbox. Because when that chick told me to stay woke, it took everything in me not to let my thumb start working, but I don't want to be like everybody else going in online. I just said PSA. It was Spanish heavy for a reason because I think they were trying to make a point. Now, they did let Dolly Parton sing a real long time. They did let Miley Cyrus sing twice. But for J-Lo to do, J-Lo did her thing. And I just want to ask, and I'll ask y'all, if J-Lo hadn't have done it in this day and age in entertainment, who could have did it? Dance and sing, do the steps. Who could have did it?
Well, I have somebody to suggest, but I won't say that on this show because our sister.
But
See, so I think there's some
she
people that could have done
okay.
it.
Oh, now she could have done it, but would she? Because she's here
Up
now.
there, yes.
And that's a good
And
question.
once you get here,
To a certain
you
level.
stop doing things like that. That's things. Jennifer Lopez was humble enough when she was asked to do it, and did it 50-something years old and didn't skip a beat.
Did not.
I mean, I love Janet. Y'all know she my favorite. Y'all know she my favorite, but she just bopping now. She ain't doing all that 5 and 6 and 7 and 12. The people around her are doing that. Jennifer Lopez did that. She didn't vocally.
I thought, if I could say something, I thought she did very well. I think she played it safe.
Yes.
Being a singer.
Yeah.
She didn't take any risky vocal things. She kept it safe. And I thought she did. Well, the issue that I had was, I'll be honest, when I heard that she was going to do the Motown review, I had issues. And the reason I had issues were because I, too, wanted to see a sister. I wanted to see somebody, that looked like me.
Right.
So in the beginning, I was thinking to myself, yeah, why J-Lo? But when she performed, she did her thing. I thought she did well dancing, and she's used to that. She's
never stopped.
She's always danced. She's way back when she was on
Fly Girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fly Girl. But she's all she's this is I mean, she's used to this. It wasn't nothing new. The issue that I had though was how people was bashing her.
Yes.
And see, I have an issue with women bashing women.
Yes.
Period. I have an issue with anybody bashing anybody. That's just me personally. Because, I feel that we need to meet people where they are. We never know what people are going through, but we're quick to have something negative to say about somebody. And J-Lo didn't call and say, listen, can I do this? So why are we mad at J-Lo?
Yeah.
J-Lo is at the top of her game.
Yes.
So she's on top of it.
Yeah, so
She's
call
a consummate professional.
the call. I mean,
Call the Grammy.
whoever contacted her. Why are you mad with her?
Exactly.
That doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, I just think that was bad for us to go after J-Lo.
Yes.
J-Lo to me, like I said, she danced and she also
Sang
she
safely.
did what she knew what she could do,
And
and,
she
I
was-
thought she did well.
She was 5 and
That's just my
6 and
opinion.
7 and 12 on the cue. Come on now. And not only that, when I said they're black, the response I got was, but not black enough. What is black
Well,
enough?
see, this is what people feel. Okay, so it's Black History Month. So
Well,
let's,
not
just
black
hit,
enough?
let's hit Black History. All the slaves were not dropped off here in the United States of
Yes.
America.
Come on now.
So the Caribbean islands have our brothers and sisters,
And they are
as
beautiful.
Well,
Yes.
we are not the
Only
only
ones.
and that's what people oftentimes will forget.
Yes.
And I think that's why I want to bring J-Lo into it, because we can't be upset with what people say about us until we stop saying it about one another.
Yes.
That's it.
If somebody, no shade to my Caucasian brothers and sisters, if they say something bad about me or Donald Trump have something bad to say about me, how can I get mad when my own brothers and sisters are dogging other people, each other? J-Lo, it ain't her fault that she was asked. Was she supposed to say no? No. Because I'm telling you, if you call me for the bag, I'm taking it.
Me too.
Come on now. If somebody called me for the bag using my talent, guess what? I'm packing it up and I'm taking it. If it's not taking me to jail, I just am. So anybody?
Well,
you got something to say?
let me go back to this. So,
Come on.
So tie that back into the reality shows, right? So I have a girlfriend that had a reality show called By Felicia, and it had she and her best friend on it on one of the major networks, and she had to shop networks because of what the network was asking her and her real life best friend to do. So a lot of the fallouts that we see are scripted.
Absolutely.
My challenge with that is that we are willing to do that for $1. That's what bothers me, because it's not just about your household and how it may positively impact your household financially, but it's detrimental to our community as a
Yes.
whole.
We have
and
a
to us as
responsibility.
black women, right? And then our young girls are latching on to that. Because I'm gonna tell you this, and sometimes I type it. So let me tell you. Okay, I'm guilty of this. Sometimes I will type it on social media, but this right here, yes, I can't. I can't. And it comes from reality television. From watching so many women do it, right, that now it's become a part of the culture. And so I think that we have to realize when we have those platforms, we have a bigger responsibility. It's not just about the paycheck. I get it. She wanted her bag. You know, Cardi B, she about getting her bag.
I'm
you
so
know.
glad you said
And-
Cardi
and-
B,
and-
because
and
nobody's mad at Cardi B, and she's Puerto Rican too.
I got a guilty pleasure. I do like Cardi.
I
you
love
know,
Cardi.
But I'm just saying.
Hashtag that.
That right, hashtag that. But the thing is, we have a responsibility, and I think that for our brothers and sisters that have those larger platforms, that they have to realize there is a responsibility with that, and take ownership of that.
Because I think they were angry at J-Lo. First of all, she's beautiful. She's talented. She knows her limitations and her talent, and she uses them well. But nobody's mad at Cardi B, because they can still down her because she speaks broken English. She's ratchet. So we're gonna lift her. Oh, we love Cardi. She's real. And they don't say anything about her being Puerto Rican, because she's Puerto Rican too.
They did. Actually, she's supposed to be at the rodeo for Black Heritage, and there was a little bit of
And
pushback
I
with
wanted
that.
to go, but
And
she
sold out so fast.
They
like,
sold
it
out
just-
in a day.
But people are upset that she's a part of the Black Heritage Day.
Her
and it's-
tickets.
I would have been there.
high.
Same.
I would have been there. Now I would have had to deal with the riffraff.
Yes.
Because I want to. It's all about that money. I wanted to hear it.
But haven't they had Caucasian artists for Black Heritage Night before? Because when they're in that R&B genre,
Yeah,
or
they
the
had,
hip-hop
I
genre,
really haven't.
I
We
think
went
they've
to
done
see,
that before.
what's
as
his
the
name?
Rodeo committee here.
When we went to go see,
Wasn't your boy here before?
yeah,
Rick
the white
Janet's,
Justin
Justin
Timberlake
Timberlake
and Robin Thicke.
Yeah.
Robin Thicke. We saw both of those on Black Heritage Night. So
I think we went together. One
we
time
might
and
have
we
did, because
saw
my
that.
mama liked to
Right,
buy
we
us some
all saw
tickets.
that.
Yeah, we're in our own world right
and
now.
we were kicking it.
So let's get into this, guys, because the topic is the great debate, but the focus is sisterhood. And I wanted to, we touched on R. Kelly the last time you were here. So we're going to touch on R. Kelly. we're going to touch on the Me Too movement and domestic violence. Because sometimes, we'll start with R. Kelly. When a young girl goes through some things, we're quick to bash her. Well, why did she do it? Well, you don't know where her mind is. And why you not praying for her? Why you not praying for him? Because he got a problem. He has a problem.
He does.
And we're so quick to jump on each other. And where's the value in a young girl? Because, okay, I have a niece. I have a grandniece. You have a daughter. You have cousins. You have nieces. You have a baby girl. So my thing is, where's the value in the young black girl? People still, well, I'm still going to listen to his music. And they have daughters themselves. I'm not trying to tell people what to do, but I'm saying we cannot be angry with the way people treat us because we don't treat ourselves well. We got any questions, Tracy, before we get into it? Okay.
Got a lot of people watching.
So, y'all have any questions, y'all feel free to ask them or jump right on in and give us the thumbs up if you can hear each and every one of us clearly. So, the Me Too movement. I know there are a lot of women that jumped on the bandwagon, but it's a lot of people. Okay, if I don't work for corporate America, I've been working for myself forever. So if somebody touches you in the wrong way and they're your boss, the first thing that goes through a woman's mind is, am I going to lose my job if I say something?
Yes.
Am I going to be blackballed to go to the next job? So we're so big. Well, why? I wouldn't have put up with it. You're quick to say what you wouldn't put up with until you wear those shoes. Those shoes can be really tight. Because when a woman is in love or thinks she's in love and she gets hit by a man, first of all, let's just say this. It doesn't start off with a pop in the eye first. It starts with the yelling or downing them or grabbing them by the arm. And see, a man feels you out. That's why when I spoke at a middle school and I said, stop talking so much, young girls, and start listening. I said, because a young man is going to send you their representative in the beginning. If you just listen to him. Between 30 to 60 days, you're going to see a different young man. Be patient. You ask questions and listen. And what a man does is he asks a lot of questions to feel you out. And if he can feel he'll ask you about your insecurities. He'll stroke them, and then he'll use that against you. And now she's in love, and the first time he hits her and then buys her a gift and say he's sorry, it's just a vicious cycle. And the first thing we say, because I remember I had a next door neighbor that her boyfriend used to whoop her tail. And we were in the 8th grade. And everybody at school was like, I wouldn't be putting up with that until her boyfriend became your boyfriend and now he popping you. And what you do, I ain't going to even say. There's too much information. But I say all this to say, we need to build these young girls up. And it ain't just young girls. It's grown women that deal with this too.
Well, Mimi, I think it first starts at home. Right. So we as mothers of young girls have to really set the standard and the expectation for our young women on how they're to be treated.
Absolutely.
What they will accept, what they won't accept. And then I think it's even more important for the fathers to set that tone and that path for their daughters, to show them how a young man should treat them, what they should do for them, what they should expect from them. I think that's critically important. It has to start at home. And if we allow the streets to teach our young women how they're to be treated, they're going to be misguided, as we see so many young women are being misguided today.
And I want to say this. Not every young girl that's going through the Me Too movement or has been hit by a guy, and there's girls that hit guys too, does not mean that they grew up watching that. Sometimes they just get caught up. Because I got hit before, laid out, and I ain't never seen nobody in my family get hit. Ever. But that boy hit me so hard, I hit the ground. I saw stars. And I didn't break up at first because you're so confused. You like, is this really happening to me? My hair was down my back after we broke up. I cut it off because he wound it up in his hands and he dragged me by my hair. You need therapy after stuff like that. So how do we fix it? How do we fix the sisterhood? What steps do we take as young girls, and not just sisterhood amongst our black brothers and sisters, but our black sisters, but a sisterhood amongst women? Because we are strong. How do we fix that?
I think, first of all, we have to be the example.
Absolutely.
We have to set the example. A lot of you know that I'm on Facebook all the time.
Yes.
And what I try to do is, God directs me a lot when I'm posting things, and whenever He directs me in a certain situation to share, whether it's a scripture, whether it's a reading or something, I do that, and I try to use that to encourage my sisters, and I'm constantly talking about love and togetherness and unity, and it's not something that it's something that just comes easy for me. I cannot stand a lot of gossiping, a lot of tearing down each other, competing.
Yes.
Say that.
We, as you mentioned, Delana, we all, I believe God gave all of us a special gift, and we have to deep down and discover what our purposes are and what that gift is. I don't have the same gift as my sisters. But I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to pull something from my sister. And maybe that's what we need to do. Instead of taking the time to tear each other down, why don't you try to find some positiveness, something that you can pull from your other sister?
Yes,
because I think we can all grow with each other, and stop being so quick to have a pencil. Yes. Let me get, because I sing, I can use this for an example. Someone get up and sing. We waste so much time trying to figure out how they did this, why they did this. They didn't do this right. They didn't. I've got them and I've sung my heart out.
Yes,
God has given me a song to sing this morning, and I'm singing my song from my heart. And you've missed the message because you're too busy looking at me.
Yes.
Come on, can I yes.
And complaining about, I'm not trying to be nobody. I'm trying, all I can do is the little bit that God has given me.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to do. And that's what we need to do. If we would just tap into, I can tear up some Michelle Davis.
Yeah.
Because that's me. It's easy for me to be me.
Yeah.
But I can't be me. I can't be my sister. I can just be me.
Yeah.
So work on being you.
Yes.
And be the best you.
Yes.
Because everybody else is taken.
Yes.
Come on, Delana. Give me your input on how we can fix it.
Again, I go back to what I said earlier. What God has for me, He has for me. What He has for you, He absolutely has that for you. And if we just focus right there and we quit looking to the left and looking to the right and I want what she has, or why don't I have what she has?
Yes.
If we can get past that and really, as Michelle said, just focus on being the best me or the best you that you can be, I think it would eliminate and alleviate a lot of that disdain and a lot of that spirit of jealousy that we may have. The Bible says don't covet thy neighbor. Stop it. Just stop. Yes. And just focus on you, because I guarantee you this: when you look in the mirror, you will realize you're not all that just yet. Right? There's still work to be done. And that goes for me too.
Absolutely.
There's still work to be done. So if we will just focus on the work that needs to be done on us, and we don't focus on everybody else, then I guarantee you that your season will come, your shine will come, and you will be a blessing to other people as a result of that. Yeah. So I think that's how we fix it. Quit focusing on other people and focus on you.
Amen. Come on, Jessica, give me something.
I have something in my classroom that says the only competition you have is yourself. And I believe it just clicked for me because I I knew something like that as a young adult, even in my teens, because I told my husband, I was like, I was not the cute friend. I was the chunky, funny friend. And it was never like when we would go to the mall and do things together in groups, no one ever approached me, no one ever talked to me. And if we like would go out and do other things together again later, they were like, you're so funny, but let me holler at your girl. And I just remember being like, when it's my time and my season to whoever I'm going to be with, I know God is going to bless me. And that's what I believed, and that's why I've been blessed with my husband. But I always knew, because this is probably what females relate to the most, is when they're looking for that significant other. If someone is talking to your friend, that was their type.
Yes.
I am not in competition with that,
you.
because he didn't see what he saw in you and me. So why would I try to make him see something or force it? And so building myself up and knowing that I was God's child and fearfully and wonderfully made, and all of those things throughout my entire young adult experience, I believe prepared me to be okay with who I am in my own skin, which I don't gossip. I don't have anything to say about any of my sisters to bring them down. And even when I'm around people that do that, they know the look on my face is I'm not receiving any of this. And I just won't say a thing to them. If they're like, and this, and da-da-da, and she, da-da-da, I'm like, are we done here? And that's just how I have to operate. I just know that I'm not for bringing down anyone or speaking ill on them or anything like that, because I feel like that'll block my blessing.
Amen.
You're right.
I think how we can fix it, because I'm not perfect by any means, you know. I will have a little gossip, but it's fun gossip. You understand what I'm saying? And I am petty. You can call me Pay LaBelle. You can call me Petty Pendergrass. But Jesus is working on me. I'm a cussing Christian. But what I will say this, that my heart is big, and that I will give my last to any of my sisters, even a sister that I know does not like me, because you have to start with loving you. And falling in love with Michelle Coleman took a long time. The things I put up in my teens, I didn't put up with in my 20s. And my girl Renee, we discussed this. Renee Jackson, Renee Jackson Moulton. But the things we put up with in our teens, we didn't put up with in our 20s. And the things we put up with our 20s, we didn't put up with in our 30s. And now that we're in our 40s, I don't really have the patience for the ruckus, and I don't have the patience for the shenanigans. And so when I see a sister, especially now, you know, being in the Word and walking with Jesus the way that I do, love is patient and love is kind, and love does not brag or boast, and love never fails. So you have to start with loving you, because how you treat people is how you feel about yourself. So if you feel like the next time before you have something negative to say about somebody, another woman, or the next time you want to say something, you know, not very becoming, think about how you would feel as if 3 sisters or 2 sisters was 2 feet away from you saying that about you. You know, how would your heart be broken? Or think about your daughter who has to go to school and deal with peer pressure and bullies. Because bullying is not like when we were kids. Bullying got WWW in front of it, and that's World Wide Web. And they do things that they posting stuff about your child, that kids are committing suicide from this. And if it's kids committing suicide from this, guess what? It's some grown people committing suicide from this. Depression is real. You don't know what type of day this person is having. You don't know if they just got laid off. You don't know if they just lost a loved one. You don't know. And start with your own family. If you can't get along with your own family, how you going to have real, true friends? Because if you can't get along with your sister at home, or your aunt at home, or your cousin at home, how you going to get along with me? Because you don't know what real love is. So start with loving you, and that love will sprinkle onto other people. People will see a change in you. They will see a difference in you. And then I'm just going to keep it 100. You're going to lose some friends.
Yes.
Because they like that negative friend. They like that petty friend. When that friend starts to grow and mature, they're going to move on. I've watched it happen in my own life. So where the friends I had, I looked up and they were all gone. And I had a whole new slew of friends that God wanted for me. Love yourself. And once you love yourself, you'll learn to love other people. Y'all got anything y'all want to add to Sisterhood before we wrap it up? That was a good high 30 minutes. Come on now.
I do. I also think that maybe we need to get some type of counseling.
Yes.
Yes.
You know, I think that some of the things that we're dealing with are a result of things that we've gone through, and we have not yet been able to address. So I think it's not a bad idea.
No, it's
to
not.
seek counseling. You know, and because maybe and if you take a look at yourself, and it seems like it's you're in the middle of all the confusion all the time.
Maybe it's
Every time something's going on, you dab in the middle.
Yeah.
Well,
Then it's okay to go try to.
You know what I'm going to suggest? Okay, my aunt has this pajama party in April every year. And I'm going to repost it online. She has it at her gym. And I'm going to do a segment of hashtag I'm just saying at her gym because it's all women. And we're going to have we'll have the panel again. And we'll let women ask questions.
Nice.
And we'll heal each other because healing starts with us. The Willie Lynch syndrome is real. We're pitted light against dark, tall against short, fat against skinny, and we are perfectly made in God's image. Like you said, Michelle, your gift ain't my gift. And I don't covet your gift much, but it sure is amazing.
But thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I had to learn, and this is just me, that God gave me my gift and it belongs to me, and I can't be Montina. That's my sister for anybody, and she sang with everybody, and she has an amazing record coming out real soon, so cop that, and you can cop her old one, Closer, which is the theme song to hashtag I'm just saying right now on Spotify or Apple Music. But I stood in that shadow for a very long time, afraid to open my mouth because I didn't want to be compared to or judged. So from the age of 19 until I got in the choir at my church, I never sang. I never uttered a mumbling word. Nobody knew I could sing. And the first time I sang, I was pretty much up there paralyzed. But I'm going to tell you, God is good and God is real. And I don't care what bad note I hit. I don't care how it sounds to everybody else. As long as it's pleasing to him, y'all going to get it. And you can say what you want. No, I'm not Montina. I'm Michelle Christina Coleman.
Come on now.
And it is what it is. You're
Come
going to
on,
get that.
Michelle Coleman.
Yes, sir.
She said Michelle Christina
Christina.
Coleman.
Christina.
Hashtag that. I'm just saying. But we'll do that. I'm going to talk to my aunt. And we're going to we'll get the panel together again at the party. We're going to have on our pajamas. And we're just going to have sister talk. And we're going to heal. We're going and she always has a counselor on staff.
Awesome.
So we're going to heal each other. And if we could just, if it just helps one, that's one less problem in our community. If it just helps one. Because love is infectious. Have you ever been, remember the first time you fell in love? Michelle, you've been married 1,000 years. Do you remember the first time you saw that man?
Listen. Actually, when I first saw him, we were not interested in each other at all.
What?
Oh, no. I was like, my girlfriend was like, girl, look at him. I was like, what? I'm not interested in him. And he was all, and I really didn't like that. I was like, ugh. I don't like all that.
And look at you now.
Yeah.
How many years later?
26 years.
You see what I'm saying? Love is real. And love just doesn't have to be man and woman. Sisterhood is the best love you can have. When I want to cry, I just cried before the show started. Because God is about to bless in a mighty way. And I'll share that with y'all when the time is right. But you got to have a sister that when you need that, that's going to tell you it's going to be all right. And when she leave your presence, you don't have to worry about what she's saying about you or if she's sharing your business with somebody else.
Right.
You know, I talk a lot, but I'm the vault. And when you tell it to me, it ain't nobody's business. You got to let's have a sisterhood. Let's have love. Let's love one another. Anybody else got something to say? Because we did good, y'all. This is real friendship. Real. So, since I think we done, next week, guess what we're doing? It's the Facebook news. is, y'all. Are we back? Are we okay? We rolling.
We are rolling.
Okay. Every now and then I get a call on my Facebook Messenger from some stranger I never met. And I'm in a relationship, so I can't answer your Facebook Messenger, okay? Anyway, anywho, back to you, Bob. So we're going to have Facebook News next week. Montina's going to be on the panel. I don't have anybody else on the panel yet, but I'm working on it. So y'all get ready to laugh because I have been collecting the news, baby. I have been collecting the news. And if it's any topic y'all want to talk about on the Facebook News, please send it to me in Messenger because we're going to discuss it. That's it, y'all. That's it. We good?
Yeah, we good.
Well, all right. Well, remember to laugh. Remember the love. Remember to be the light and always bear good fruit. This is hashtag I'm just saying I love you. See you next Saturday. 2 fingers.
Hashtag I'm just saying.